Hi, my name is Valerie Matthias, and this is a video tutorial for Next Step Press. And in today's video tutorial, we're going to be talking about tip-ins and tip-outs. So the very definition or the purpose of a tip-in or tip-out is taking something outside of your hymn journal. In this case, we're talking about Ponder Anew, a hymn journal of trust and confidence, something that's outside of it and putting it in the hymn journal, adhering it so that it becomes part of that time spent. I have two things that I would like to do today. One is, it's actually a little postcard. My dad received it in the mail and he said, "Hey Val, would you like it?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll take it." So this is gonna go in a hymn journal. And then this little guy, he is actually on the cover of your Ponder Anew hymn journal. It was a piece of art that I made for the cover, and I don't want to lose it, so I'm going to put it in my hymn journal. Now the difference between, you'll need something to put in the hymn journal, and then you'll need something to adhere it in. I have seen people use glue sticks. You could definitely do that, maybe just to get yourself kind of started, but you probably are going to want some washi tape. Washi tape is decorative craft tape, comes in a variety of widths. This is probably the thickest I've ever seen. This is a pretty normal width of a washi tape, but they also come very thin. They come in a variety of designs, but it's craft tape. And it's used in the journaling world. You can use them for tip-ins, tip-outs. You could add them just for a splash of color on your page, or I've also seen them used, especially by watercolorists, to kind of outline, like painter's tape. You outline your border, do your watercolor, take it off, and then you have that nice contained border. So this craft tape, this washi tape, comes in pretty handy, and we're going to use it today. Now the difference between a tip-in and a tip-out. The first one we're going to do, I'm going to call a tip-in. And what that means in my mind, in my journaling world, is that the tip-in is something that stays within the boundaries of the book. And that's what we're going to do with this one. I'm going to take a little bit of glue, and I'm simply going to put it on the edges of this card. So kind of on this side, flip it around on this side, but it's really on the top part. That's what I'm looking at. And then I'm then going to just take that and put it inside the book where I want it. And I want that glue to set for a little bit. You don't have to do this step, but I find that it's helpful to get things just kind of stuck. But we're gonna come back to this because I also want to show you our other hymn journal. So back during Lent, we did one from Death I'm Free, and I have some tip-ins and tip-outs in here, and so I wanted to show you one. This is actually on page 91. This is an example of a tip-in because, again, it remains within the border of the page. This was the hymn Stricken, Smitten, and Afflicted. So that was the hymn cover art, and then we got to a blank page. This is just scrapbooking paper. This was a magazine picture. It was in a Thrivent magazine for spring of 2020. And this verse actually matches the verse that's over there, so I wanted that. So that makes a nice spread, something nice to look at. And then the card, or the postcard that my dad found, one side says Philippians 4:8, but the other side says 2 Corinthians 5:17. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he's a new creation. The old has gone, the new has come. And I want that in my hymn journal. So I want it to be a tip out, which means that I'm going to adhere it here, and it's going to be able to tip out like that. I want this forest scene to be up here because I like how it matches that. So I'm going to take a strip of washi tape. I chose kind of that darker brown. I thought it matched well with the kind of the dark colors of that forest. And I'm simply going to line that up with the side. Okay. So now it's able to tip out. I want a different color washi tape to be on this side. So now this is something that's able to tip out. That's what I would call that, is a tip out. And it's kind of a little bit of a surprise because you see this forest kind of area, and then but there's more. There's more. So that's an example of a tip out. I want to come back to the tip in that we talked about on this particular page. to adhere that in, I'm simply going to go here. And then flip it on its side. And then another round of washi tape here. And then we're good to go. So there, that's my tip in. So, hey, video tutorial, tip in, tip out. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. This video tutorial was made possible in part by the generous support of Next Step patrons like you. Patrons make it possible. Support a Next Step by becoming a patron today. Visit patreon.com/findmynextstep.